story goes, am I the a-hole for telling my ex and his wife that she was the one who was nobody special and or important after all? My ex and I broke up 20 years ago. You can hold a grudge. An ex of 20 years? My ex and I broke up 20 years ago when our kids were 3 and 1. Our reason was he made a financially reckless decision, buying a very fancy car that we could not afford, that he took out debt to buy. That put the financial security of our family at risk without telling me, and then he blew up at me for not supporting his decision and wanting him to sell it and pay off the money he borrowed to get it. He told me a real wife would have supported him and fucked me for wanting to take away something so special. After our divorce, he had to sell the car anyway, and he blamed it on me. He was nasty to me in every conversation after that, as long as our kids weren't present. He married about 2 years after our divorce. He and his wife told me she was the kids' new mom and would be just as important, if not more so, than me. This man is deranged. More than once they told me I was nobody special or important, and the kids would have a much better relationship with the new wife. I had to bite my tongue around the kids whenever my ex's wife would be all over them. I hated the two of them. And the stuff and done in front of our kids, and I would walk away, but they carried on speaking and they'd approach me everywhere at any time as long as the kids weren't there to try and claim that I was going to lose my kids to them. So they're trying to look like these nice people to the kids, while in the background they're coming for you behind closed doors. Wow. Very matured. She continues to say the kids ended up hating her and their father after a while though, and you never did anything, I assume. They just saw them for who they really were, and I was never sad about that. I think they were always going to have to dislike or pull away from me or him. Yeah, it happens with a divorce most of the time, because my ex and his wife would never have accepted both. They always believed she would come out on top over me and would be the favorite mom that would be called by my kids the birth mother. Seriously, for what? When my kids were in their mid-teens, they asked a judge to let them live with me full-time, and that was granted. They had calls and some non-overnight visitations with their dad that they hated, and now both of them are in college and in their 20s, and there have been no contact with both the couple for years now. So they really saw them for who they really were, even though they thought that you were gonna be the bad person when you actually were not, because you can't really be a bad person if people actually take time to know you, especially if it's your kids. It's quite tricky. They are playing with fire, these two. I was recently at an opening of a restaurant in town when my ex and his wife confronted me over the state of their relationship with the kids. Before they could get too nasty to me again, I smiled and told them that it was not my fault they destroyed their relationship with my kids, and they were wrong about the outcome. You are petty. Then I decided to be a little petty, and I gloated that I guess she was the one who was a nobody and important after all, because the kids certainly never called her their mom. I know what I said was petty, and that was rubbing it in. Maybe it makes me mad as them. It made me as bad as them, or maybe not. But I felt good after years of putting up with so much from them. Does it make me an a-hole? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. They deserved it. They deserved every little bit of it, because why were they trying to make you a bad person to your own kids after being together for all these years and after having 2 kids, and now he's moved on, and wants you to look bad? For what reason exactly? So you are not, and Reddit also believes that you are not. You are not petty enough, actually. I feel like you were not petty enough. It's not like you were hating on the new wife and didn't want her to have a relationship with your kids. It's just that they started the mess. So why should you be the bigger person all the time? No, you were not wrong. Some of the comments say, not the a-hole, you bit your tongue for 20 years while they took every cheap shot they could. You had every right to throw it back at their faces. They deserve a lot worse. I believe that too. They do. They deserve a lot worse. The best revenge is a life well lived. You are happy and live rent free in their heads. Nicely done. I tell people all the time, kids are short. Kids are short, not stupid. Just because they might not have maturity to talk about things at an adult level does not mean that they don't get it. Yes, that is true. Those were the stories from Reddit. I will see you guys in the next one. Let us know what you think in the comments section down below. Let me know how you would react if you were in the situation. If you were the ex-wife, would you be as petty as she was, or would you take it as a level higher? Because I feel like she didn't do much. What would you do? Thank you for watching. Bye.